So many people think they cannot imagine how was it possible for that guy from the little town Graz or Thal to have such a great and incredible career. Was it God-given? And what did you have to contribute?
Well, I think that first of all, we have to give God a lot of credit. Because I don't think we would be here doing this interview if it wouldn't be for God, right? So I think that God should get a lot of credit. I was blessed by God and a lot of things that I did in my life. I was blessed to be born with parents, with a mother that gave us so much love, and the father that gave us the discipline and the strict upbringing and all that brought structure into the whole life. But I think that we cannot just rely on God. We have to also do our own work. And I think the secret to success, it doesn't matter if you come from a little village in Thal or from a big town. There's one thing that you have to do, and that is you have to first of all work your ass off. And number two, you have to have a very clear vision of where you want to go. You have to be brave. You have to be tough. You have the discipline to follow through. And it is very important that you don't listen to the naysayers, because in every step of the way, when you make decisions like, I want to be a bodybuilding champion of the world, people say, this is impossible, this is an American sport, it's never going to happen. When you want to go to America, they say, what's the matter with you? The fliegen daar kan niet praten en veel bemoeid eine. No one is going to wait here with open arms for you and blah, 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 and the whole thing. So there was the naysayers there. When I wanted to be in the movies, they said you have an accent. It's never going to happen. No one ever became a leading man when you have an accent. You have a huge body. You weigh 250 pounds. You look like a monster. That doesn't work when you work with a woman that maybe weighs 100 pounds. It's all off. Your name cannot really Schnitzel or whatever it is. Forget it, it's not going to happen. So the naysayers were always there, even in politics. When they ran for governor, they said, are you crazy? You're an actor. You're a businessman. You're not a politician. You should start to be a mayor first and maybe an assemblyman or senator, but not to be around for governor. So I never listened to the naysayers because I believed what Nelson Mandela said, that everything is always impossible until someone does it. Then all of a sudden say, oh yeah, that could be possible. So that's the way I felt. So that was very important in order to be successful, to not listen to the naysayers. And the other thing is Günther, and you and I, we have talked about that in the past, whenever we meet privately and schmooze and run around in Graz. Exactly. Yeah. So, we talk about this, that I'm a big believer in there is no such thing as a self-made man. Because so many times people say that you're a self-made man, you're the perfect example of the American dream and this and that. And these are all great compliments, but the reality is, as I always say, that you can call me anything you want. You can call me Arnie, Schwarzi, Governator, Schnitzel, whatever you want to call, but don't ever call me self-made man. Because I would not be here if I wouldn't have had parents that were dedicated and gave us the love and the affection and the discipline and all of the stuff right from the beginning. I wouldn't be here if I wouldn't have had the help from so many bodybuilders in Graz that helped me. Then all the way to Munich, Albert Busek, then Joe Weider that brought me to America, who's the father of bodybuilding, who was the greatest, who created bodybuilding and all this phenomenon. He brought me to America and he gave me the confidence. He paid for the first apartment in Santa Monica. Without that, I wouldn't have made it. If I wouldn't have had the Dino De Laurentiis on the beginning, who was one of the greatest producers of all time, he made over 500 movies, who came to me and said, I offer you Conan the Barbarian. Huge movie that was the breakthrough movie for my international career. If I wouldn't have had John Milius to direct it, or Jim Cameron to say to me that I want you for Terminator, or John McTiernan to do Predator, Ivan Reitman to give me a chance to go into comedy movies. So all of these people help. So how can I say that I'm a self-made man? Including when I was governor, when I became governor of the state of California, I had 5 million people voting for me. Every one of those people that voted for me helped me to become governor. How can I say that I made myself, right? So it would be nonsense, ludicrous. So this is why I say those are the things that I think were important for me to be successful. And like I said, it doesn't matter then from what village you come from anyway. You have to recognize that, and those are kind of the elements that make one successful.